Hi. Today morning when we got up in India, we got up with a very important news, and that was about the Priyanka Reddy case. जिन्हें प्रियंका रेड्डी के केस के बारे में नहीं पता है, those who do not know about her case and were not from India, let me tell you about this case. On 28th morning, we got up with the news that a vet, a young doctor, she had been raped, smothered, and then burnt near a bridge in Hyderabad by 4 men. Her body was found, her burnt body was found under a bridge in Hyderabad, and immediately from CCTV footage, etc., the Hyderabad police was able to zero in on 4 men. Two of them were in the profession of cleaning, and two others were drivers. What had happened was that they had seen Priyanka Reddy, who was on call from a clinic, come and park her scooter near a toll plaza, and from there she had taken a cab and gone to a clinic. When she returned from the clinic to pick up her scooter, before that, one of the accused went and punctured her rear tire, and when she came and she saw that the tire was punctured, 4 of them approached her, and on the pretext of helping her, they took her, they raped her, and she died because they kind of smothered her is the word. Basically she was not able to breathe because they closed her mouth, probably because she was resisting or screaming or asking for help, whatever may be the reason. These people, they killed her, and then once they realized that they had killed her, they immediately got a blanket, put her body in that blanket, took her body 25 kilometers away from where the toll plaza was, and they burnt her. That's it. They burnt her body. And this is not the first of gruesome acts against women in India. It just goes on and on. In 2012, we had the Nirbhaya case, in which what a coincidence it is that she was also in a profession which was related to medicines. I think she was studying physiotherapy. She was an intern, and she was going back home at around the same time. I think it was around 9 o'clock, and this was Delhi. Just the place was different. This was Delhi, and she was with a friend, and these two people, they were returning back. They caught a bus. It was a private bus. There were 6 people inside the bus, including the driver, and they raped her, and they put rods in her vagina, and they basically, when she was found, her intestines were out. I mean, the kind of violence that has been perpetrated for some time in India against women, and obviously these are reported cases. Imagine what happens to women in India, where case, because most of the cases are not reported. About 30,000 cases of rape are reported in India each year. And obviously we are not talking about cases which are not reported, because as we know that most of the rape cases, the rapes happen in families itself. Somebody you knew raped the girl. uh, so these are not reported, most of them are not reported, and we are just talking about reported cases, and the conviction rates are so bad. 1 out of 4 cases actually reach court or reach some kind of a conviction, but it may take decades. By that time, the girl is totally discredited, her family is tired, their lives go rotting, their whole life changes, their self-esteem, everything just goes for a toss. The girl is discredited. This is something which happens in India a lot. When a girl is raped and she's alive and she complains to the police, then the same people who cry wolf, they try to discredit her, they call her a liar. They don't want to be inconvenienced. It's only after a girl is killed and burnt alive, or killed and literally, there is no way she's going to be saved. The brutality of a case determines whether people will um, support her or not. And that's been like uh, another thing which kind of is disturbing, is the fact that a lot of these cases are related to the political satraps, people who are in position of power. They have been accused of rape, or they are in that kind of a position that, despite the rape cases, they just go scot free. And so in India, the justice system has been so slow, the pace has been so slow. It has just done such huge disservice to women, that the public anger has been so much, the anger inside us, hoping that the law and order would do something, hoping that law would kind of intensify the process or give us justice. But law has taken such a long time uh, to be delivered, that justice is always denied, always denied. And so when today we got up with the news that in the Priyanka Reddy case, 4 of the accused had been taken to the place by the police where the burnt body had been found, and that when they had, this is the police story, is that when they had tried to escape, they were encountered, as in they were murdered in the police encounter. And so when we got up today, we found India celebrating the encounter of 4 accused in the Priyanka Reddy murder case by the police, and literally the everybody felt that justice was served. What is troubling about the fact that we all felt that justice was served in a case where certainly law and order had been completely compromised, and the police, which was unable to provide help to Priyanka Reddy's family when they were looking for her, had now gone forward and encountered the accused, because they were quite aware of the public outcry and knew that the public would support. But We don't live in a country where the public decides what should be done or should not be done, or what is right or not right. We live in a country where we have courts, we have a justice system, we have, but the justice system having failed us so miserably, um, has been defeated. And I think that the law and order has been defeated, and what has actually defeated is the justice system. But it's not this that I want to talk about. While this whole thing is pretty troublesome and it raises so many questions, and somewhere in our hearts we feel, we are we have always felt that we wanted speedy justice, give us justice. We have uh, entered a stage, a lot has been happening even in the skies, and the Neptune has gone direct on 27th of November. And I have never been very astrologically aware, but it is said that when Neptune goes direct, what's there in your mind, it starts finding a physical um, plane. As in, if you wanted, whatever your dreams are, if you wanted speedy justice, it will start coming in the physical realm. And I feel that this is what has happened. Everything that we have been thinking of will now, we have been really desperate to find a physical form of it. People do not want political correctness anymore. People do not want just lip talk, which has been happening for ages now. They're tired of waiting. They want someone who does the job. But don't we want the criminal justice system to do the job? We do not want a police officers to go and encounter and kill people. We don't want that, but we have no other way. It's so sad that the justice system has failed Indians. It can be understood also because we have a huge population of 1.2 billion, and frankly, it's just, you know, Indians pander their population as something really positive, but the truth is we have terrible uh, lifestyle, like um, lifestyle compared to people in other countries, because we always have less resources. For example, we do not have good number of police who can take care that um, you know things which are reported can be investigated. uh, why do we have lakhs and lakhs of cases pending in the courts? Because the population is so huge, there's so many cases, there are not enough judges, there are not enough courts. Everything in India arises from population, but India does not think that population is a problem. We are in Mumbai, we are always standing in queues. It's difficult to drive on the road, it's difficult to walk on the road, it's difficult to it, you just have to see how a person who comes from even a small country react in India, to understand that how good their lifestyle is compared to ours. And you just have to visit any other country to know that. I think that I just wanted to record this message and say that this is the time when the collective, you know, is very important. Um, and it's happening all over the world. In a country like America, you have a huge majority of people bringing in a person who ideally would never have come to power if it was not in these times, uh, when people have gotten tired of political correctness. People want somebody to do their job, and Mr. Trump is set to come back to power in 2020 if he's not impeached, which I don't think he would be. Um, it's it's sad that we are ready to overlook, for example, in India, law and order. We are ready to overlook in order to get justice. And in America, we are ready to overlook, um, you know, um, anything that Mr. Trump says or he's not liked for. We are ready to overlook that. I mean, Americans are ready to overlook, not we. Americans are ready to overlook because they want someone who would do the job, who would um, deliver results, who would not just do lip service, who would think of them. And so what this whole thing is about is that the collective has become very important. The collective has been thinking of these things, but the tide was not in their favor. Public was not important, law was important. um, People who were not in very important positions or as educated, or you know, in great jobs, they were not considered important. Their feelings were not considered important by the political masters, and the verdict has come from them now. And now the collective has become important, and the collective was thinking, I've had enough of not having justice. I've had enough of people just doing lip service. I want justice. And the way we are going, their thoughts have manifested into reality. And this is just to show where the wind, which side the wind is blowing. So all those people who have been thinking that they are so great, they have reached somewhere in life, they have had great successes, they have had great, they have gotten away with a lot of things. Be careful, be very careful, because a time has come where you're not going to get away with things. Your success means nothing because it is gotten on somebody else's, taking away somebody else's chances, because it has been begotten in a way um, which was not correct. And so be very, very aware, because the tide of this world is changing. The collective and its thoughts have become important, and they are manifesting. And and suddenly what people think is just happening. Maybe it's happening by mistake or not by mistake. That's not what we'll get into, but it's happening. So that's my message, that uh, the wind is blowing in a way that those who think and are very, very proud of where they have reached, um, through ways that they have, the collective is the humanity, the bigger humanity, which has been overlooked till now, is thinking, has just been thinking, but not been able to get anywhere through in the physical plane through solutions is the collective is at last manifesting, that we are seeing what they thought in the physical plane. That's it. Thank you. My name is Shreya Narayan, by the way, and it's been good to give you this message. It's been a very emotional roller coaster here for last 1 week, and last month has been very, very, very emotionally charged. It's been the month of Venus, and a month where, you know, love was all around. Love was the message, love was the lesson, love was what you did not know was all coming to you. Understanding love, and you know, that feeling of love or understanding love was happening on an individual level, and now understanding what people think is happening on a huge level, and that's why we're calling it the collective. Bye bye. Good night.